Hello, friends, and welcome to
We Started a Podcast.
Breaking news, WNBA star Brittany Griner, political pawn, political prisoner, has been released and will be coming home before the Christmas holiday.
And may I add, she is a one-time WNBA champion, and she is a four-time EuroLeague champion and a three-time Russian National League champion. With that being said, do you think she's going to continue playing basketball in Russia?
I don't think she'll ever go back, not even for a vacation. But let's talk about why she was in prison, because there's a lot of hoopla and uproar because she was released before a veteran. But there is a lot of information that people are leaving out in their tirade of anger.
You know, I didn't realize people were mad.
Yes, there's like a host on TV, a news anchor on TV, talking about how she's going to be an American icon and why the veteran didn't get released.
Hold on, let me guess. It must be Fox News.
I'm not saying the news station, but
it's Fox News.
So they weren't giving all the information. The difference between Brittany and the U.S. Marine, the veteran that's being in prison, is that they both were being charged with different crimes.
Yes, he was being charged with espionage.
Exactly. So they view them very differently. And again, we are in a war. We're not in a war, but there's a war
Basically,
going on.
It's a proxy war between Russia and the United States via Ukraine.
In addition, the president himself has also stated that they have failed with negotiations with Russia, and they were only doing a 1-for-1 swap. They weren't going to do a 1-for-2. Those are a few of the many obstacles that they're having to face with this whole situation.
During the interview, Paul Whelan basically said Russia has always treated him differently from any other criminal, including another espionage person from the Western Front, which is Eric Snowden.
And that's a problem. There's different crimes, so they're going to be treated differently. And again, they're all political pawns. But I also want to get back to this. When the reporter was talking about the release and they were kind of like, going on and about how she's going to be all these things, they were trying to say that why is she released before the terrorists, the treasonous act of the insurrection on the Capitol. Why aren't they released before her?
Are you serious?
Legit, that's what he says.
Hey, I'm about to break it down to you. Right now, her release is turning into a discrimination issue.
Exactly.
For one, because she's black. For two, because she's a black LGBTQ member.
Exactly.
And
currently right now, they're just being inflammatory in the news. Literally, if you go and look up all of the different titles of how they're announcing her release, there was one that says something along the lines that Biden shamed for swapping Russian merchant of death for WNBA star most lopsided trade in history. They're not focusing on a lot of the key issues. First of all, why was she doing 9 years for a couple of cartridges of vaping oil that contain cannabis?
Okay, hold on. So we're going to concentrate on that, and then we're going to get back to the prisoner they swapped her for.
Okay, so yeah, I've got a whole little thing about him.
Okay,
but
so
she shouldn't have been in prison that long. 9 years when there's people that have done. It's not like she was trying to have a cartel situation or trying to be, a drug lord. It was for her recreational use.
Let me expand. That's the reason why I said 3-time national Russian basketball champion.
Yeah.
How many times you think Brittany Griner been through that airport with that vape pen?
But again, she said in her testimony it was an accident. So I'm not even going to speculate or think about, she did this multiple times, because we honestly don't know.
Okay,
the evidence shows that it happened.
Okay.
She said she made a mistake.
Okay,
and that
we don't know.
It. But the issue is that she is being punished harshly for something that was a mistake for 9 years.
Okay, we don't know. But again, how many times have, let's say, somebody been through the airport with something and they get through with it? I'm not making no excuse for her. I'm not making no excuse for Russia. They stopped her because she was a black African American figure.
So there's multiple things going wrong with the whole situation. That she was stopped. Okay, she did the crime, we'll get it. But the issue that we have here is that, okay, she's released. Now they're trying to pit her against another American. All these people want to be patriotic, number one. Number two, they're acting like there was no efforts made to get both of them released. They cannot make the Russian government do anything in compliance. And there's also some issues with who they release, and we'll talk about, like you said, a little bit later. But again, the issue that we have at hand is misinformation, leaving out major details, and trying to compare the two cases when they are very, very different.
I agree, they are very different. But again, here's the thing about Brittany Griner. She is a nationally known LGBTQ, Black, African American, WNBA superstar. They stopped her during a time of conflict between the Ukraine, Russia, and the United States and the EU and NATO. Her arrest made a big splash for the Russian government.
And I agree with you. That's why I said political prisoner, political pawn. So the other problem that people have is who they swapped Brittany for. The guy's name is Victor Boot, and he's a bad character. He was accused of espionage. He was accused of conspiring to kill Americans, in addition to providing like terrorist people.
Yeah, he was an arms dealer.
War stuff.
Quote unquote, a so-called arms dealer.
Now, if you want to get into that, which I'm not, but let's briefly cover that. Okay, so maybe if you want to have a maybe about Brittany, let's have a maybe about him. Maybe he was a fall guy and there was some other big fish. He claimed he was innocent.
Yeah, he claimed that he was innocent, but there has to be something about this guy for Russia to want to trade for him.
And that's another thing that they would have to consider. And I'm sure that it was lots of decision and lots of thought process into releasing him.
I mean,
and maybe outweigh the harm that he might cause. Because I think he's like 50. He's been serving prison sentence for like 25 years.
Anybody
like
can cause harm, no matter whether they 21 or 50. But look at it from this standpoint. Russia wanted to do a 1-for-1, not a 2-for-1. So, would you leave both of them in Russia, or take what is given and bring one home?
I think nobody would be happy with the outcome, whatever it may be. The people that are going to be happy are the ones that are going to be supporting her and feel like she was falsely imprisoned. The people that are going to be unhappy are people that want to divide the country and continue to give false information.
Here's the thing.
Spread false information.
Here's the thing. I'm happy that she's home.
I want them both to be home. That's an American thing to want everybody to be home.
But I'm also, I'm not discouraged, but it's also a sad moment that they wasn't able to bring him home.
But that doesn't mean that they're not going to be able to bring him home. So there's still hope.
Yeah, they've been trying to bring this guy home for years.
And let's just take this moment to celebrate and welcome her home. And despite of what you think, she is a fellow American. So be patriotic and support your fellow American, and then pray for the other one and hope that he's coming home soon.
Here's the thing. I think people don't understand. In this country, we are divided. We don't see people as other Americans.
Exactly.
We see people, classify them as Caucasian, African, Asian, or whatever you want to classify. Remember this. When you take your tail over to another country, they don't see black. They don't see white. They don't see brown. They don't see Asian. They don't see Latino. They see you as an American. And you will get treated as an American, no matter what ethnic group or color you're from.
And that's the issue with us as Americans. I'm going to say it. We are very hypocritical of people. First of all, we think that one person or one people ideal of what's American, what's not American, there's monopoly on it, and they can only decide what's American and un-American. In addition to, if someone makes a mistake, like I saw so many posts on social media when she was arrested, put her underneath the jail, off with her head, all these terrible things when she made a human mistake. And of course it was amplified because of her status, because of what country she was in. And people have said, oh, you should know the other rules in another country. Okay, people make mistakes. So what do we think is next?
I mean, would Brittany Griner be an advocate for other people that's in prison overseas?
I would hope so, after she takes some time to celebrate and reconnect with her family and get her life back together, maybe do some therapy.
I mean, hopefully she does, and hopefully she continue her career as a WNBA player, because sports connect the world.
Okay, but I also want to say this, and it may be off topic. Maybe if they would pay the WNBA stars more money, they wouldn't have to go play overseas.
Okay.
That's another topic within itself.
Yeah, that's another topic within another day.
So let us know in the comment section, what do you think? Where do you stand? We hope that you don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like the video, share this with anyone you think will find it helpful, and don't forget to check out the rest of our content. Thank you for listening.
Peace.